Agumon, warp進化だ warp 進化 What's this? Agumon, warp 進化だ Finally!
This is Actar's Reviews, from anime to figures and beyond.
Hey, this is Actar and welcome to another episode of Actar's Replica Reviews. It's finally here. I can't believe it's finally here. The complete selection animation Digivice. And by finally here, I'm not talking about the time since the pre-orders went up or the time it took to ship to me. I'm talking about when I first laid eyes on the Digimon anime all those years ago in 1999 on local TV. Please don't get me wrong. I absolutely love the pedometer LCD game Digivices. They, like the show, were an integral part of my childhood, and I can remember fondly shaking my Digivice, which isn't a euphemism, together with my primary school friends. However, there was always something missing. They weren't role-play toys. From tokusatsu to magical girls, role-play toys allow you to recreate the on-screen experience in real life. They blur the lines between fiction and reality and enable you to get closer to your favorite characters. In addition to that, as an adult collector, I collect role-play toys as they are pretty much equivalent to prop replicas. Coming back to Digimon, these LCD game Digivices can hardly be considered role-play toys. We never actually see the characters on screen shaking their Digivices and talking to a sprite of their Digimon on a tiny screen. If I'm not mistaken, the only thing that the LCD game got right was the clock function and a very primitive tracking feature where you had to bring the Digivice near EM waves to unlock new Digimon. And that brings us to the Complete Selection Animation Digivice, a spin-off from the Complete Selection line of Kamen Rider belts, made for adult fans who grew up with the series in mind. This is the first ever true Digivice prop replica roleplay toy, and I'm really happy to say that it's phenomenally executed. This is like the Power Rangers Legacy Morpher on crack. Why is that? Well, let's get straight into the review to find out. But before that, when pre-ordering the CSA Digivice, you have the option to purchase it in a set together with a metal summer camp strap that's a replica of the one that Taichi has in Tri. It's a cool little accessory, but not what we are here to see. The box of the CSA Digivice just exudes high quality with its sleek and classy presentation. It has a matte finish and it's decorated with an elegant design. Many glossy triangles, which is an obvious reference to Tri, and a silver silhouette of Agumon. Opening it up, we are treated with a barrage of color with a specially illustrated card featuring all of the partner Digimon in the new art style. On the sides, we have more silhouettes of the Digimon colored in the respective Digimon's colors. Inside, we have the CSA Digivice itself, along with an instruction sheet and a couple of advertisements. Getting it out of the box, the first thing that will strike you is its beauty. As mentioned in my initial reaction video a couple of months back, it has a die-cast antenna, painted in digicode, and a gorgeous clear pearl paint coating. The casing is translucent. Now, why is that? That's because it has 4 multicolored LEDs that recreate all of the Digidestined's Digivice colors. Yes, this is essentially 8 Digivices in one. The buttons unfortunately don't change colors, but it's hardly noticeable. For comparison, here is the 15th anniversary reproduction of the original LCD game Digivice. Unlike the LCD game Digivices that take a button cell battery, the CSA Digivice takes 2 AAA batteries, just like most Kamen Rider DX belts. In my opinion, that difference in power is indicative of the awesomeness to come. As you can see, the CSA Digivice is slightly bigger and slightly thicker to accommodate those AAA batteries. The buttons are now plastic instead of rubber, which is an extraordinarily welcome change due to the fact that the rubber buttons attract dust and dirt from the ends of the earth. Because of those batteries, the CSA Digivice feels extremely weighty, like a quality piece of technology. For more fun comparisons, here it is together with the original V-Pet, Digimon Pendulum, Digivice, D3, D-Arc, and D-Scanner. As I've already alluded to, this is technically speaking not the Digivice that appeared in the original series, but the one that appears in Tri. That being said, it's pretty much identical, save for some molding differences. Unfortunately, as you'll see later, there is no digital screen. Instead, it's a one-way mirror that contains a fifth white LED that will light up to show off the Tri Show Accurate Evolution screen, which is essentially the word evolution written in a variety of languages. The multiple mirrors inside create a gorgeous layered effect that gives the screen the illusion of a ton of depth. A pity that they couldn't have incorporated an actual LCD screen that could also recreate the original evolution graphic from the show, but that downside is insignificant compared to what it can do. So what can it do? Instead, perhaps you should be asking, what can't it do? It essentially has three main features: play newly recorded dialogue from all 8 Digimon, play music that includes a 30-second clip of the Tri version of Braveheart and a 90-second clip of the Tri version of Butterfly, and the pièce de résistance, not sure if I pronounced it correctly or not, recreate every single one of all 8 Digimon's evolutions. Yes, you heard me right, all of them, even Omegamon and all of the missing Megas / Ultimates. As I said, the Legacy Morpher on crack. Alright, we have a ton to go through, so let's get started. There is an on-off switch located behind it, and turning it on will reward you with a familiar ring. The Digivice has 3 buttons: a Digimon Select button that allows you to cycle through the 8 selectable Digimon, a voice button, and a music button. But before we get into the main features, we have a little extra feature that involves you leaving the Digivice unattended for 15 seconds. It will ring when the time is up and it will enter sleep mode. By pressing any button after it has entered sleep mode, it will unlock a unique phrase from the selected Digimon reacting to your return. Little touches like these really make you feel as if you are interacting with the various Digimon, and I love it. Moving on, pressing the voice button will play a phrase from the selected Digimon that even includes attack names. There are 5 phrases for each Digimon.
でもゆっくりじっくり学んでいきましょう。保育アイビー。ねえミミ、私と友達になれてよかった。ミミもおしゃれだけど私だって結構活かしてるのよ。ミミの帽子は私の大事な宝物よ。じゃあファーストイングフィスシーズン握手しよう。これが手だよ。ジョーにはやっぱりオイラがついてないとな。勉強頑張ってるかジョー。タケルエアーショット。タケル、僕を信じてね。タケルね、女の子にもってもってなんだって。僕タケルがいるから何にも怖くないよ。光猫パンチ。日々鍛錬。私はみんなとは鍛え方が違うのよ。光に会える日を私はずっと待っていたの。こらそこ、ダラダラしない。
Next up, we have the music. As mentioned, there are two songs, a 30-second clip of Braveheart and a 90-second clip of Butterfly. Simply press the button again to stop the music at any time. Note that the LEDs are perfectly synced to the music. Last but not least, what everyone has been waiting for, the evolutions. To do this, we first have to activate the music. Either song works, but it would be criminal not to go with Braveheart. While the music plays, hitting the voice button will trigger the evolutions. One thing that I want you to note is that the voices play over the music, something that is extremely rare when it comes to Bandai roleplay toys. From what I understand, the only other toy to do this thus far would be the CSM Deca Driver. But the intricacies of the programming don't stop there. The colors and patterns of the lights actually change depending on which level and evolution you're currently on. It's going to be a little bit hard to explain, but I'll try to make this as clear as possible. Essentially, whenever the Digimon speaks, it will light up in the specific Digimon's color. If you don't press anything, the lights remain blue and follow the song pattern as we've already seen. After you've evolved into a champion/adult form, the colors will permanently remain in said Digimon's color to stay in line with the super evolution scenes from the original show. After you've begun the warp evolution process, the lights will ignore the song completely and flash in all 8 different colors until you finish the warp evolution process. After which, if the song is still playing, it will reset itself. If that still wasn't enough, you can actually choose which evolutions you want to start on, as the Digivice remembers which evolution level you're on, even if you stop the song or wait for it to be over. And yes, it still follows the patterns that I've already outlined, so if you happen to have the recently released tag and crest set on hand, hint, you can fully recreate the super evolution sequences. Without further ado, here we go. I'll once again turn down the lights to hopefully give you a more accurate representation of how the lights appear to the human eye. In conclusion, I really don't think anything else can be said at this point. The CSA Digivice honestly speaks for itself. It is no hyperbole to say that the product moved me to tears when I first saw it, and I don't think any other toy or figure has ever done that to me. All in all, this is the Digivice that I and many a fan have been waiting and hoping for all these years. It looks amazing, the number of voice clips in it is mind-boggling, it has two of the best anime songs of all time recorded in it, and it also has all of the evolutions in it as well. The fact that it lights up in all of the Digidestined's colors means that it is literally 8 Digivices in one. No matter who your favorite character is, you can be whoever you want to be with just this one Digivice. If you've watched Try, you'd know that Hikari and Takeru kept their D3s, so technically this Digivice would not be accurate. However, the beautiful thing is that the design differences between this one and the one from the original series are so minute that it can be an adventure Digivice, and I believe many of us will treat it as such. Yes, it doesn't have an LCD screen, and yes, its buttons don't change colors. But those are not complaints. The only legitimate complaint is that this wasn't released when I was a kid, because I sincerely believe that my childhood would have been 100 times better with this in it. Yes, I'm excruciatingly biased. But in all seriousness, I do realize that this Digivice is not for everyone. If you didn't grow up with the original Japanese version, these songs and voices won't hold the same meaning or value to you at all. Not to mention, I do know quite a number of people who are adamant about their Digivices having an LCD game in it. However, if you did have the pleasure of growing up with the Japanese version of the show, or just love roleplay toys or excellent replicas, I believe that this is the one Digimon product that is a must own. Here's to a complete selection animation, D3, D-Arc, D-Scanner, and beyond. So, this is Actar saying, see you guys in the next episode.